WayForward is at it again with another game in the Mighty Switch Force series called
Mighty Switch Force Academy!
Which was released on Steam on November 23rd of this year, and it sees our hero, Patricia Wagon, tackling more puzzling stages inside a simulation. Is the simulation worth the investment? And what makes this game different to the others in the series? Let's find out. Oh, and if you're coming into Mighty Switch Force blind, I did a review of the Steam release of the original Mighty Switch Force, which I will leave a link to in the description below.
Cadet Wagon reporting.
To get the game's plot, we have to flock to the game's Steam page in order to find out what exactly is going on, because the cutscene can only do so much. It's training day at Planet Land Police Academy, and our hero, Patricia Wagon, is eager to get started. But her training module goes haywire, and she's found stuck inside the courses with the only way out is to beat them all. So does this mean that the game is a prequel to the first two games? Because she's just getting started, so it makes sense. But that's basically it. I don't play the Mighty Switch Force games for the story, so it doesn't really matter to me, but it's nice to see some plot somewhere in the game. Because you do get a cutscene at the beginning and end of the game showing how she got stuck in the mess, and when our hero makes it out, and celebrating after she defeats the final and only boss of the game, which, skip to this part of the video if you don't want to get spoiled about the final boss.
Justice served! Scramble!
Are you still with me? Okay, so the final boss is really freaking hard, because he gets bigger the more shots you get on him, and he's really fast to boot, so it's hard to, in the later half of the boss fight, to get a shot on him and then dodge his incoming strike. And then yes, he does spawn health, but in the later half of the boss fight there are no platforms for the health to land on, so you can't pick up the health potions halfway through the fight, and so on. Rant over. With the story out of the way, how does the game suit up compared to its predecessor? The shorter answer is it's still good, but I would slightly prefer the original. I have yet to play Mighty Switch Force 2, but having experience in the first and iOS game in the series, Hose It Down, which is also on Steam, the gameplay feels kinda dull. I will give the game a little bit of slack because it was made in Game Maker Studio, which is a simple program used to create games. I know what it is because I used it in a class in high school, so I can understand some of the limitations that it brings when trying to make this game. Patty is rocking the same stuff that she did in the original Mighty Switch Force, but the stages this time aren't scrolling. You see the entire stage right from the beginning, so it makes it kind of difficult to see where you are in some stages. But don't make it come off that I don't like this game. I do like this game a lot. The new puzzles are a lot of fun, and there are some new mechanics to boot. Since you see all of the stage, you are sometimes forced to fall what looks like a bottomless pit, but you're actually sent to the top of the stage, aka Pac-Man syndrome, where you're able to pick up more hooligan sisters. Yeah, they're back, and they're what you collect in order to beat a stage. A new switching mechanic is that of swapping gravity. You run on one of these blocks, and when you switch gravity upside down, and now you're walking on the ceiling. Nothing else changes gravity when you switch, so it's only really used to get to newer areas in order to progress.
Now for the biggest addition Mighty Switch Force Academy brings is 4-player co-op.
With up to 4 people, you can all play through all the stages and even some battle mode stages where it's a race to get 5 hooligan sisters and get the gendarme. The versus mode is great. I was only able to play with one friend, but I can honestly say that it was some of the best moments I had while playing this game, and I can only imagine how chaotic things can get with up to 4 people. It wasn't without its flaws, however. I did get stuck a few times while respawning, which forced a restart or taking a hit in order to get moving again. Gendarmer would sometimes spawn in really bad locations where the other player could easily defend, where if you got shot, you lose the hooligan sister, and even lose it and take a hit if you decide to shoot while you hold the hooligan sister. The game even crashed once whenever I was trying to play the multiplayer. While you have the hooligan sister, you do have unlimited access to switching, so it can make it tricky for the other players to defend, but if you know what you're doing, then you can avoid it rather easily. But with that aside, I could easily play this mode for hours with a friend, so if you get this game, I highly recommend playing this mode. The music I think is all recycled from the previous Mighty Switch Force games, but I'm not 100% sure on this, as I've heard a few familiar songs from the Mighty Switch Force 1, and I know a couple from 2. But I can't confirm there aren't any new songs for this game. I think the title screen and select screens are new songs, but that's all I can maybe confirm. It's still great music regardless, so recycled or not, it's still a great treat to my ears. So thank you, Jake Kaufman, for this amazing music.
In conclusion, Mighty Switch Force Academy is a fun game for what it was made in. I can say I had fun with this title. The versus mode is great and the puzzles were new and challenging. They even throw in 5 classic stages from Mighty Switch Force 1 with the new gameplay style, which makes it over 25 puzzles for only $10. Where I can say I enjoyed Mighty Switch Force 1 as a whole more, the little parts of Mighty Switch Force Academy that I like, I really enjoy and make it so I want to come back and play more. I won't give this a score, but I feel it's worth its price. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful night and take care. Later, everyone!